Love can be beautiful, but it can also be painful, especially when you're the only one still holding on. At first, everything seems perfect, filled with warmth, passion, and deep connection. But over time, things change. Conversations become shorter, affection fades, and the person who once made you feel like their world now treats you like a stranger. You keep trying, hoping things will get better, convincing yourself that it's just a rough patch. But deep down, a voice inside you whispers the painful truth. They've already let go. It's hard to accept that someone who once loved you might not feel the same anymore. Love makes us blind to the signs, making excuses for their behavior and clinging to memories of how things used to be. You remember the late-night talks, the laughter, the way they used to look at you like you were the most important person in their life. But now, things are different. They no longer prioritize you. They rarely initiate conversations, and it feels like you're forcing a connection that is already slipping away. One of the hardest parts of love is realizing when it's no longer mutual. We often hold on to people not because they still love us, but because we're afraid of what life will be like without them. The fear of being alone, the pain of letting go, and the hope that they might change keep us stuck in a relationship that no longer serves us. But the truth is, love should never feel like a battle you're fighting alone. When someone truly cares, they make an effort, they show up, and they reassure you that you still matter. If you've been feeling unappreciated, ignored, or like you're the only one trying, it's time to face the reality. Love isn't about begging for attention or convincing someone to stay. It's about mutual effort, respect, and emotional connection. In this video, we'll go through 10 clear signs that you're holding on to someone who has already let go. If these signs sound familiar, it might be time to stop fighting for someone who has already moved on. They avoid deep conversations with. When someone has emotionally checked out of a relationship, they start avoiding deep or meaningful conversations. They no longer share their thoughts, dreams, or worries with you like they used to. Instead, they keep things surface level, talking only about daily routines or necessary topics. If you try to bring up serious matters, they may change the subject, give vague responses, or seem uninterested. This emotional distance creates a gap, making you feel unheard and disconnected. Over time, their reluctance to engage in heartfelt discussions becomes a clear sign that they are no longer invested in the relationship the way they once were. 2. They don't prioritize you anymore. When someone stops prioritizing you, their actions make it clear that you are no longer an important part of their life. They cancel plans last minute, take longer to respond to messages, and rarely make an effort to spend quality time with you. Work, friends, or even hobbies seem to come before you, and you constantly feel like an afterthought. When you express your feelings, they dismiss your concerns or make excuses. This shift in priorities shows that their commitment has faded, and they no longer value the relationship the way they once did. Eventually, you realize you're the only one trying to keep things together. 3. They rarely initiate contact. When someone rarely initiates contact, it means they are no longer as interested or invested in the relationship. You find yourself always being the one to call, text, or make plans, while they respond out of obligation rather than genuine excitement. Days may pass without them reaching out, and if they do, it's often short and indifferent. They don't check in on you or ask about your day like they used to. This lack of effort shows that staying connected is not a priority for them. Over time, their silence speaks louder than words, making it clear that their feelings have changed. They seem emotionally distant. When someone becomes emotionally distant, they stop sharing their feelings, thoughts, and experiences with you. Conversations feel hollow, and their responses lack warmth or depth. They may seem distracted when you're together, lost in their own world, or uninterested in what you have to say. Physical affection may also decrease, and they no longer express love or concern like they used to. Even when you try to connect, they put up emotional walls, making it hard to feel close to them. This distance is a clear sign that their heart is no longer in the relationship the way it once was. They make future plans without including you. When someone starts making future plans without including you, it's a sign that they no longer see you as a long-term part of their life. They talk about career moves, vacations, or big decisions without considering how it affects your relationship. If you bring it up, they might brush it off or say it's just an idea, but deep down, you feel excluded. Over time, their actions show that they are mentally preparing for a future where you're not there. This shift indicates that they have emotionally distanced themselves and may have already let go of the relationship. They get irritated by small things you do. When someone has emotionally checked out, they become easily irritated by even the smallest things you do. Habits that once seemed cute or endearing now annoy them. They sigh, roll their eyes, or snap at you over minor issues, like the way you talk, eat, or even text. Their patience wears thin, and instead of resolving conflicts with understanding, they react with frustration. This change in behavior isn't about you. It's a reflection of their fading feelings. When love is strong, small annoyances are overlooked. But when someone is pulling away, every little thing starts to bother them. They don't put effort into the relationship. When someone stops putting effort into the relationship, everything starts to feel one-sided. They no longer plan dates, surprise you, or show affection like they used to. Conversations become dull because they don't engage or ask about your day. You're always the one making sacrifices, solving problems, and trying to keep things together. Even when conflicts arise, they don't seem interested in fixing things. Their lack of effort makes it clear that they are no longer invested in making the relationship work. Love requires mutual effort, and when only one person is trying, the connection slowly starts to fade away. 8. They no longer express love or affection. When someone no longer expresses love or affection, the relationship starts to feel cold and distant. They stop saying, "I love you," giving compliments, or showing small gestures of care. Physical affection, like hugs, kisses, or holding hands, becomes rare or forced. Even when you try to be affectionate, they may pull away or seem uninterested. Their words and actions no longer make you feel special or valued. Love isn't just about saying the right things. It's about showing it through effort and consistency. When that warmth disappears, it's a strong sign that their feelings have changed. They don't care about resolving conflicts. When someone stops caring about resolving conflicts, it shows they are no longer emotionally invested in the relationship. Instead of working through issues, they ignore problems, dismiss your feelings, or walk away from arguments. They may say, "It's not a big deal," or "I don't want to talk about it," even when you're clearly upset. In a healthy relationship, both partners make an effort to communicate and find solutions. But when one person stops trying, it means they no longer see the relationship as worth fighting for. Over time, unresolved issues pile up, creating even more distance between you. They act like they're already single. When someone acts like they're already single, they start living as if they don't have a partner. They spend more time with friends, make decisions without considering you, and avoid discussing the future together. On social media, they might present themselves as unattached, avoiding posts or mentions about the relationship. They no longer check in with you or prioritize your needs. Flirting with others or keeping secrets may also become common. Their behavior shows they are mentally and emotionally distancing themselves, and instead of working on the relationship, they are slowly preparing for a life without you.